if you read the question, there is nothing mentioned. So you have to assume that with the 40% increased production also, the village is self-sufficient, right? There is nothing left, or there's no shortage as such. So you'll have to assume that, because the question does not mention anything on that. So the idea is that per capita consumption, right, into the population, right, is the total food grain production, right? Per capita consumption into the total population is the total food grain production, right? Any doubts to anyone in this part? Is this part clear? This formulation? Now you can do it using two methods. Either you do it using the variation on product constancy that we discussed, right? So your per capita consumption is actually increasing by, let me see the question. It says the per capita consumption increases by 27%, right? So per capita consumption increases by 27%, right? This is 127 by 100 into X is equal to 140 by 100, right? 100 cancels out. X comes out to be 140 by 27, right? So if the initial population was P, it changes to 140 by 127P, right? So what is the percentage change? The percentage change is final minus initial upon initial into 100, right? This is 13 by 127 into 100. Now, if you notice, 13 is approximately 10.2% of, or 10%, you can say roughly 12 of 12 point of 127, right? The answer is very close to 10.2%. So that's the first way of doing this. Any doubts to anyone? This is the exact concept that we discussed, the variation, right? The variation of product constancy. Is this part clear? Clear to everyone? Should we discuss method 2? Okay. Because I'll rub this off. I want to solve it here only. So if you want to take notes, or if you want to just take a screenshot, please quickly, you can do it. Okay, I'm waiting for 10 seconds. Okay, fine. So let me just rub this off. We have this relation already. This relation, let us leave it as is. You can also do it by the method of successive change, right? By the method of successive change. Now, somebody would, some people of you might ask, how is successive change applicable here, right? Assume that the initial per capita consumption was, let's say, C, right? And the population was P, and the total production was T. Now, you increment C by something, and you change P also by something, so T would also change, right? So it's like calculating the effective change upon two increases of this on T, right? So if you increase C, T would become something else, suppose T dash, and then if you further increment P, T dash would change to T double dash, and T double dash is given as 1.4T, right? So this is why successive change is applicable. Okay, so the idea of successive change is also applicable here. So it says that population increases by 27%, right? So there is one change of X%, which we have to find out, right? The per capita consumption, per capita consumption is actually given to be 27%, and this is X%, right? and the final change is 40%. So we can apply the formula 27 plus x plus 27x by 100 is 40, right? So 27x by 100 plus x is 127x by 100 is 13. So x gives you 1300 by 127%, right? Okay. Clear to everyone? Right now, obviously, like this is the final number, right? So you have to subtract 100 from it. No, no, this is the actual number. Sorry. We were anyway finding out x, right? So this is close to 10 point something again. So same answer, right? 13 by 127, what we got. Is this part clear? Okay. So this was actually asked in CAT 2018, if I'm not wrong, or 17, right? CAT 17. Okay. Let's see if I have more questions. Okay. Let's do this. This is one application in geometry, right? Height of a triangle is increased by 40%. What can be the percentage increase in the length of the base so that the area is restricted to a maximum of 60%, right? So L into B, right? Half is not important here. Half into actually B into H is area. So it is again a question on successive change, right? You can do it again using successive change or you can do it using the variation. Let us do using successive change. Height is increased by 40%. 40 percentage increase in the length is to be found out, right? Maximum plus 40x by 100 is 60, right? For maximum. I'm just equating it to 60. If you like, you can just say less than equal to 60, right? That will give you x less than equal to something. So this becomes 7x by 5 is 20, right? So x comes out to be 100 by 7, right? Which is 14.28%. Where do you want to use 140? I mean, yeah, you can write it as 140 by 100. You can write it by as 140 by 100, right? You can write it as 140 by 100. Okay. Again, if you want to do using variations, how will you do it? You know that height is increased, so it becomes 140% of itself. So 7 by 5. Suppose length becomes x times, and this final thing is 160 by 100, right? 160 by 100 is 8 by 5. Okay. So x is 8 by 7. So basically, the base changes from base to 8 base by 7, right? So what is the change? Change is final. I'm writing the change here. Change is final minus initial, which is b by 7 upon initial into 100, which is 14.28% again. Okay. So you can use it using successive changes also. You can do it using successive changes also. You can do it using the variation concept also. Clear? Any doubts to anyone? Should we move on to the next question? We have time for one more question now. Okay, do this quickly. Oh, this is also cat question. Which one? This one. This is not a cat question. No. First one was. The first one was. Okay, do this. This is a very good application of the idea of successive change on three different quantities. Yes, 98% is correct. Okay, good. Again, we use the same formula repeatedly, right? Start off with 10, add 20 plus 200 by 100, right? So this comes out to be 32%. Now combine this 32 with 50. Okay, so this is 32 plus 50 plus 32 into 50, which is 1600 by 100. So 60. So 98%. Okay, clear? Okay, let's see if we can do more. So this is again a very good part or a very good application on in profit and loss, right? The idea of successive change. So I'll just solve this because I've not discussed profit and loss in this session. Okay, but the idea is this, right? There is some cost price. You increment the cost price by, let's say, X%, right? When it says mark up, right? Mark up, mark his goods at how much percent mark above he should mark his goods. So let's say he marks his goods above X%, right? And then on mark price, he gives a discount of 12.5%, right? And so finally he gets SP, right? And this change is given to you as 5%, right? Because he has a gain of 5%. So what's your equation? X minus 12.5 minus 12.5 X by 100 is equal to 5, right? Now 12.5 by 100 is 1 by 8. So I can say X minus 1 by 8X is 7X by 8. 7X by 8 is 17.5. This is 2.5, right? So X comes out to be 20%. So he should first mark his goods up by 20% and then give a discount of 12.5%, right? You can quickly verify. If the actual cost price was 100, if he increases it by 20% to mark it up, he'll get 120, and then he gives a discount of 12.5%. I told you 12.5% is 1/8, so he gives a discount of 15 rupees. Okay, so it comes out to 105. So this is a 5% change. So this is a way of verifying that you have got the correct answer. Okay. So I showed you applications in geometry. I showed you applications in profit and loss. Of course, we saw pure applications in percentage also, right? And there could be many more applications like in time, speed, and distance, and so on and so forth.